What's up, everybody? It's Keezy, and it's another cold day. Don't know what that was, but it's another cold day here in Memphis. But like I said, I promised y'all in a live video that I was gonna record some more for y'all. And today, we have the ups and downs for Monday Night Raw from January 15th, which I'm recording this on a Tuesday. It happened yesterday on Monday, and it was a small show. Well, it wasn't. It was a small show because of the weather. We had a winter storm here in Memphis, and they got a lot of the cold weather there in Arkansas as well. I don't know if they got any snow or not. I don't know. I didn't look up Arkansas's weather, but I know it's super cold, just like it still is now here in Memphis and Arkansas. But this is the review show with Simon from What Culture. So let's get right into it.
Seth Rollins and Jinder Mahal were both seen arriving at Raw at the start of the show to build up their big world title picture. Seth walked in there with a child. Now, I presume that's his daughter.
Yes.
Otherwise, he just stole a kid. Also, all my friends are welcome to Ups and Downs, and I have some news for you, because if you are heading to WrestleMania on the Sunday before Night 2, we here at What Culture are having a little bit of a live show. You'll be able to find relevant ticket links in the comments and in the description below, and you can also sign up for an exclusive pre-sale if you want to walk around saying, ha ha, I got tickets before anyone, which I checked.
Guess what? I'm not going to WrestleMania. Those tickets are super expensive, and I don't have that type of money. I need to get this trimmed up, like, seriously. It's very uneven. It's, like, super uneven. Get it trimmed up.
Does make you a better human being. So we would love to see you over WrestleMania weekend. So again, do all those things that I just said. Otherwise, let's take the finger of power. Give the good bits an up.
And the bad bits are down.
We started off in traditional fashion this week too, as we did have the opening Raw promo.
They did have a different stage setup for this show. It is different. I think it's only for this show that they're doing that stage setup for. If they keep it, I mean, it'll take some getting used to. It'll take some getting used to, but like if they want to do different stage setups in the future, you should. Like, I don't have anything against the big screen, but like y'all can switch it up every now and then. Y'all can switch it up now. Y'all got the money to do it.
And it was Cody Rhodes. And if you would like a too long didn't read version of how this conversation was gonna go, here it is. Oh, Cody, it's just so good to see you. It's been a long time.
Oh, well, that's such a lovely thing to say. It's wonderful to see you too.
That's great, because I think you suck. Because yeah, Cody Rhodes did come out and he was all like, what do you want to talk about? Although he already knew. He wants to talk about the fact he's entering the Royal Rumble, and then he's going to win the Royal Rumble, and he's going to go to WrestleMania, and finally finish his damn story. So of course somebody was always going to interrupt, because that's the way in wrestling. And it was Drew McIntyre. And yeah, it's essentially what he did. He pretended he was happy to see his old friend. I don't think he was. He is just on the tear at the moment, though, and he is the MVP of banter, because he was like, Cody, you are a wonderful person. And do you remember when we were both first here, we were in a tag team called the Dashing Ones?
Not gonna lie to you, I barely remember that tag team. There's around a time where they didn't care about tag teams. And you can tell that they did not care about tag teams, because tag team wrestling was almost non-existent or just thrown together. And also, Drew, you need to get some wins. You need to get some wins. I know, like, that's not really your fault. But like ever since you turned heel, you barely got any wins. You beat Jay, you did that. You said you wanted to do it and you did it. But every time you get a title match, you fail miserably. Get some wins.
That brought me bad memories back. That was from that era when WWE would take two random people and push them together, and they'd merge their theme songs. I tell you this, nothing annoys Simon Miller more than the merging of theme songs other than Brie Bella's music. Remember that? Like a demon coming at you. He did want to point out that their pathways had been similar, though, because both of them left WWE, and they smashed it so hard on the indie scene and elsewhere that WWE had no choice but to call them back. True. McIntyre still believes in Cody as well, and is all like, oh, Cody, you are going to do it. But
I will say, I think the best one, some of the best ones was probably Chris Jericho and Big Show. They had a good matchup. Not the first one, the second one. The first one was bad. The second one was fine. A lot of people liked Rated RKO's mashup theme song. I did not. I'm sorry, I did not like their mashup theme song. I don't think Drew and Cody had a mashup theme song. I don't think they did.
Not before Drew finishes his story. That's such a mean thing to do. You basically bigged him up to drag him right back down. Rhodes was as gracious as ever, though, because he was like, yes, McIntyre, you could win the Royal Rumble, and Jey Uso could win the Royal Rumble, and CM Punk could win the Royal Rumble.
They won't.
But listen to me, Jack, you're not, because I'm going to win the Royal Rumble.
That's what he
not
said.
me, Cody. McIntyre then turned the screw, because he was all like, man, look how you dress and look how you're acting. This isn't you. You're trying to be the person that you think you have to be, and I know all about that. I used to do it too. Shots fired. Now, Cody reassured Drew that this is the real version of the American Nightmare, but once again, that's the problem. He is grateful for all the opportunities that are coming his way because he made them happen, whereas here is the Scottish Warrior, and he's just moaning and whining and complaining. I want to be a bit like Drew. This is somebody else saying it to you. Maybe you gotta listen. McIntyre still wasn't convinced, though, because he thinks there's an alternative motive for him.
There's a quick side note. Is there a picture of Memphis in the background that he does? I'm not sure. Is that? I think that's the old bridge we have. Not the newer one, but the old one. Has he done it in every single video? He has a background picture of the place that they're in? I don't know.
Out there and bringing Jey Uso to Raw and being so happy for one CM Punk because they were both there back in the day and we know what he's like. He then just got super mad because he remembered that Damian Priest, according to him, had screwed him out of his world title shot. But once again, that's why he's going to get revenge by winning the Royal Rumble and main eventing WrestleMania. This is when Rhodes basically told Drew he'll make sure he throws him out of the Rumble to teach him a lesson. And earlier on, during this exchange, they had both remembered, oh yeah, Drew McIntyre's last match before he went back to WWE was against Cody Rhodes. So yeah, Cody was like, maybe you should remember who won that thing, and he dropped the mic. Here's a cool bit of trivia. That was WCPW, our now dead promotion. So I thought this absolutely ruled and just reminded you that when it comes to the Raw list of Rumbles, there is like 72 people that could win it, which makes no sense because you could only have 30 competitors.
That's one thing I do like. I do like that. Like, with the men's and women's Royal Rumble, you have no idea who's going to win. Like, you have so many picks of who you think is going to win, but you don't know who exactly is going to win. So, not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday is very interesting. Me personally. Well, at least for the women's Rumble, I need Bayley to win. She hasn't had a singles title match at WrestleMania. And I feel like she's earned it at this point. She's earned it at this point.
I just want Drew getting in people's faces more and more, though. And next week, we're also doing Punk and Rhodes having a big old chat.
Right before the Rumble.
Cannot wait. Let's get it out. When we just had the best segment.
And then, like, here's the thing. This is CM Punk's first televised match on WWE programming in just about 10 years. His first televised match in almost 10 years in WWE. That's crazy.
The priest went and found R-Truth. He didn't really care that Drew McIntyre just got on with him because he was more concerned that Truth,
his last match was the Royal Rumble,
was selling bootleg Judgment Day merchandise. And he was. He then kind of changed his mind because Truth gave him his takings. And he was like, oh, sweet, I get some cash. I don't know who decided to keep Truth in the Judgment Day. Apparently Damien himself did push for it, but it is a wonderful decision. Priest then also reminded him that it is going to be the Day of Judgment, taking on the awesome Truth later. So R-Truth better not tag him. Truth definitely went, oh yeah. And he winked. I don't think he had any idea what was going on. So anything that makes me laugh this much gets an up. Basically, R-Truth did this throughout the show. He really is.
R-Truth is just a national treasure. Put him in the Hall of Fame yesterday. He just makes everything better.
When the rest of the crew were here too, it was Tom and Nick Mysterio, well, Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonagh, because they were taken on DIY. The best thing about Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano over the last few weeks is that they are getting over and they are getting more popular just because their in-ring work is so damn good. And here was yet more evidence of this. I thought this was really fun. We also kept doing the, oh no, because Gargano wanted to make a hot tag, but he wasn't able to, because the Judgment Day kept murking Tommaso Ciampa.
And that's one way to get over with the crowd. Obviously, most people who watch Raw probably didn't watch NXT. And they're like, look, that's just what it is. Most people watch Raw and SmackDown, don't really watch NXT. It's a smaller show, and most people don't like the smaller. Like I don't like that NXT is still in the Performance Center. I feel like they should move to like not like a super big venue like Raw and SmackDown do, but like a bigger venue to have more people in the show. Like Full Sail was a nice size venue because they had way more people than do at the Performance Center. But I feel like they should move to like at least a bigger size venue, like where they can have a mainstay at. I just feel like being in the same place all the time is, but that's just my opinion. I feel like NXT should move to a bigger venue. But like anyway, back to DIY. Most people who watch Raw don't know who they are. They didn't see their work in NXT. So I feel like now that they're actually winning and I get to showcase what they can do as a tag team, it's helping them get over with the crowd.
I mean, at one point, they even pulled him off the ring apron. How dare you? It was really well done, though, because the crowd ate this up. When we did do the hot slap, and nobody saw it, because we did it during the commercial. Seems a little bit strange. It also allowed Tommaso to hit the big old knee to the face, and I tell you, that is becoming one of the most popular moves in all of professional wrestling when it went off. Because Ciampa got headbutted, so JD got super kicked. When Tommy Boy did the same to Gargano, everybody just fell over. It didn't work though, because they were able to block the 619. They got rid of Mysterio when they just smacked JD right in the face again. They gave him the meat in the middle.
I mean, it's not hard to hit him in the face. He had a big ass head.
And they pinned him 1, 2, 3. And the commentators continued to tease, maybe they'll become the tag team champions.
Maybe one day.
Maybe they will at WrestleMania. This was a damn good match. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell were then in the back with Adam Pearce when Chelsea Green and Piper Niven walked in. Essentially, they just all fell out so they could go have a match. Why not?
Indy's hair got so long. It's super long now. It's like to her waist. Goodness.
Also got another one of these videos for Candice and Indy, and it's such a good idea because it just reintroduces the team to the audience.
Yeah.
It must have worked too. They went and flubbing one. Surely it means Chelsea and Piper aren't long for this world either, because ever since they lost their tag team titles, well, their win-loss record has not been very good. They would not be allowed to take on Samoa Joe. The real shame is that it only went 3 minutes, but sometimes you don't need to go longer than that as long as you get the job done. And after Candice had hit this kind of weird lion salt double team thingamajig, they got the pinfall. And now I guess they'll go after the championships, maybe?
No.
I don't know. I have some stuff to say about the women's tag team division, but I'll leave it to later. This was all right. You won't remember it for much longer after today. Gonna give it up. Rhea Ripley then got super mad because she saw this Nia Jax video aired. So even though there was meant to be a Judgment Day meeting, she marched off. Damian Priest then walked in at the same time to all of the questions, number one of which was, Priest, why aren't we kicking R-Truth's ass? Priest said the whole reason is because unlike everybody else, he's actually making some money for the team. And when McDonald was like, oh sweet, where's my cut? Damian went, you ain't part of merch, bro. Flub off. So this was mostly done so Finn Balor and Damon.
That's one of the funniest but pettiest thing ever. I'm like, do I get a cut? Like, your name's not on the shirt, so probably not. But Finn, Finn and Dom, you better go find him and get your cut.
Could get ready for their match later. But once again, just so good. Who knew that we needed the Judgment Day falling out over bootleg merchandise? I didn't, but I absolutely did. When we kind of got a comeback, Gunther returned to Raw. Ludwig Kaiser did his big introduction as well, and Gunther was just like,
Also, congratulations on Gunther. You just had a kid. Congrats. Dripped and gold. You got the drip on in the ring. Let y'all see a little bit. Look at that. Dripping out.
I've been watching this stupid show ever since I was gone, and have you seen all these morons bickering? Because everybody wants to win the Royal Rumble. So he wants to remind everybody that last year he entered at number 1 and he went all the way to the final 2. So this year's it's going to be different, because he will survive, he will still be the Intercontinental Champion, and he will go on to headline WrestleMania. So a lot of people were saying that on this Raw, and again, it does tie in. It could very feasibly happen. Fair play to WWE as well, though, because they have just taken that incident that happened with Giovanni Vinci and turned it into a wonderful story, because this is when the ring general turned to his son, and he's like, man, you have done a damn good job. I've seen how aggressive you've been recently, so come him, boy. And they actually hugged each other. had a little cry. So it turned out what he wanted Kaiser to do was
tear
held
in my
chairs
eye.
into people's faces, which does make a lot of sense. When Xavier Woods walked out, so he returned too, he was like, this isn't a huggable moment. You hurt my friend. He challenged Ludwig as well, but he's all like, oh, but you have to ask your daddy first. And he kind of did as well. And we had this match, and I tell you, the best thing about it is that we now have serious New Day, and they should be serious. This feud is really heating up. Somehow Woods got busted open during this as well, but that just added to the emotion. And at one point, he too got this sitting device. He just threw it in Ludwig Kaiser's face.
They used to call it a sitting I'm gonna use that. Going on to that, I'm gonna use my sitting.
And it was
device.
doubly funny because Ludwig also tried to do that to him. So you know the
But he
deal.
missed.
We get to the Royal Rumble and we need a I'm going to throw a chair in your face match. Now the referee saw this, so he did call for the disqualification. But once again, it just had so much heat, I don't care. And when Ludwig tried to take Xavier Woods' head off, using Simba the Steel Steps, Woods was like, that ain't going to happen. And he ran him out of town, back to his flying ship. So we have just taken all these real life events and we've turned it into
look, that
fire.
mess up, yeah.
And now I just want to see these people clash and have a massive fight. Again, we should probably do it at the Royal Rumble or in the Royal Rumble. That'd be different. Bronson Reed then cut a quick promo and
Oh, they should have a tag team match and then like all of it being the Rumble match. You could do that. And also you can have you can have Xavier Woods, win the match. Not the match, but you can have Xavier Woods beat Gunther for the title. Because he does need a singles title. Let Xavier Woods hold the singles title.
said something like, oh, mate, there's a man with a championship and he doesn't know that I'm after him. I presume he means Seth Rollins. We do have the Elimination Chamber that is going to be in Australia, and Bronson is from around that area. That may as well be one of the matches. What else are you going to do? Exactly. Byron Saxton also then tried to chat to Xavier Woods, who was super irate, but he wasn't able to, because he got jumped by Ludwig Kaiser. Of course he did. Jey Uso was the guy that made the save, and that was kind of poetic, because of course those two teams used to fight all of the time. But let's not forget to keep Jey Uso on the right path. As I've told you a few times, he should probably be the guy to defeat Gunther. The internet then melted down because we did get a big old video for Jinder Mahal, and nobody can...
Come here. One more time. We don't hinder gender. Don't hinder the gender.
Handle that. And we got the unthinkable. Now, I thought something nuts was going to happen when Tozawa took on Ivar, because we did this match a few months ago. And yeah, after some shenanigans, Tozawa won. And now nothing is ever going to be the same again. Even though this only went about 2 minutes, eventually Ivar went to the top rope, Maxine Dupree cast distraction, and that allowed Tozawa to hit like a modified power bomb. And he stacked Ivar up, and he got the 1, 2, 3. I was clapping like a seal. This was fantastic. Of course, the Viking and his voodoo witch queen, or whatever the hell Valhalla's going to be, whooped everybody's ass after this. But it is going to tie into something we're going to do next week. And look, Tozawa winning a match, I will take it any single day of the week. Give it an up. I was a little bit worried because Chad Gable didn't come out with the Alpha Academy for a second week in a row. I was like, well, I hope he's okay. When he was just in the back. And I was like, man, I'm such an idiot. He was here with the Creeds as well, who also kind of vanished after their tag team title opportunity. He was like, oh man, Tozawa, I'm so proud of you. But I tell you who I don't like, Ivar. So now they're going to do a match next week. This is going to be proper David versus Goliath stuff. Although David, at any given moment, could German suplex Goliath.
Yes.
That is probably going to be great. Well, I guess WWE felt like they should continue to tease WrestleMania. Because flub me, did we get a segment. Because it was Rhea Ripley coming out.
I feel like they're doing a lot of teasers for WrestleMania, which is good because WrestleMania is like in 2 or 3 months. So you have to get people excited to see what they could potentially see. I think most of their mid-card feuds are like starting to hit off. But also I feel like they're going to have a nice little reset after WrestleMania as well to like get on a decent path.
First to tell us that 1, Nia Jax is a moron, and 2, it doesn't matter who wins the Royal Rumble this year, because if they decide to challenge her, it's all gonna be for naught. This is when Becky Lynch arrived, and straight away doing this face-to-face, you just felt the energy, and my word, did Bex have some stuff to say. She's not exactly 100% sure she can defeat Rhea Ripley. What? He also mentioned that their stories too have been similar. So
Now, people have been talking about this on the internet, and I feel like y'all just haven't been watching the show. The woman who broke her nose a few years ago beat her 2 weeks ago. She is doubting herself right now. And that's why she says she don't know if she can beat Rhea, because she's doubting herself. The fact that Rhea, I'm pretty sure he's going to say this later in the video anyway, but Rhea said, I will see you at WrestleMania. Rhea has more faith in Becky than Becky does in herself. And once you, I think, and all that matter, at least I don't think, I need to look it up. I don't think Becky's even beaten Rhea before. I think they had a match in NXT that got called to a no contest. Becky's never even beaten Rhea. People say, why would Becky doubt herself? She's main event WrestleMania, but she's never beaten Rhea. And Rhea hasn't lost a match in a minute. Becky has.
The opening segment again, because they are a couple of wrestlers from foreign lands who are now in the WWE, and they're absolutely smashing it. The problem is, though, sometimes when Becky lies awake at night, she ponders to herself, maybe Rhea Ripley is better than me. Well, I'm going to have to find out. So a great way to do this is to win the Raw Rumble and then challenge Rhea. Man, Ripley had a fire line. She was like, oh, well, I'll tell you this. There's one person who wants you to win the Rumble even more than you, and that's me. Because, of course, if that does happen, Rhea Ripley can crush her soul. We also finish this by saying, I'll see you at Mania, so just do it. I don't care that it's obvious. I don't care that it's simple. I don't care that it's 2 + 2 = 4. Sometimes an opportunity does present itself, and you have to take it. So I'm giving this an up, but if I don't get it now, I'm going to go on the internet and complain. Here's a random fact for you as well, and maybe I got confused. We then cut to a Seth Rollins.
Also, one more thing. If Becky doesn't win the Royal Rumble, she can still win the Elimination Chamber, like a number one contender Elimination Chamber match. That could also happen as well, you know. There's other options.
Interview, and it was so cold on Raw, you could see the breath coming out of his mouth. No wonder there was a massive storm. Anyway, he is going to have this title match later, and he's going to win, and he's going to take his title and walk into WrestleMania. Where he also called Jinder Mahal of being deserving of a shot. Now, look, I really like Jinder. I think he's very, very fun, but that ain't true at all. And to tie it back in, that really is 2 + 2 = potato. Sadly, though, that does mean I just hindered Jinder, so now I must go to jail for 78.
Yes, you have to. But also, look at this graphic right here. Look at the graphic. Look who's in the background right there. These... you see who's in the background? R-Truth. Why?
Yes, when we got goofy wrestling for life. But it was Finn Balor and Damian Priest taking on the Awesome.
All the money for his
The
pocket.
first thing Truth did was get all of the merch money and give his cut to Finn. Balor was so happy about this, started stuffing it in his trunks. He also gave some to the condom.
Look. If he making me money, I'll let him in the group too. Look how much money they made. You can join us anytime.
And of course, when JD was like, "Can I have my share?" He's like, "Dude, you ain't even in the Judgment Day. This is the best thing to ever happen in wrestling." Balor eventually whooped his ass as well. But I tell you what the story is. Even though he hated him the most, because R-Truth, I suppose, is doing good for the cause, Damian Priest is actually starting to like him. Now, The Miz couldn't handle this at all, so he tried to win the match. But at one point, Truth and Damo did bump into each other. And really, Priest didn't really have a second option. So he goozled the man, and he gave him the choke slam. But you got to look at his face. He wasn't happy about it. Truth was so confused the entire time as well. And I want to point out, this isn't just dumb stuff. I mean, it is dumb stuff. But you need a real skill to pull it off. And that's why R-Truth deserves all the plaudits. He does it with ease. Anyway, that was the end of it, and I'm sure eventually it is just going to come in a big old explosion. But it was just fun, it was entertaining, and I had a good time, and that's why I watch wrestling.
I feel like they're going to have a tag team title match at the Royal Rumble. They're going to be Judgment Day versus R-Truth, and I think that Judgment Day is going to win, but I feel like it'll be a fun match, though.
Everything has to be 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome, or 6.25 if it's in Japan. I'm giving it up. Then cut to Jinder meditating after this. I guess he's ready. He actually cut a pretty damn good promo, though, saying that he is going through a 7-year drought when it comes to the World Championship. But hey, who's the most talked about superstar?
It's been 7 years already. How the hell is it? Where has the time? What? How the
In
hell has it
2024,
been 7 years?
it's me. He also thinks him winning the belt will bring the WWE universe together or something, which didn't happen. When we also went to a video of Shinsuke Nakamura, and he's super mad because now Cody is running amok again. Even this was really good though, because Nakamura promised to throw Cody out of the Raw Rumble. So even though their feud is done, we are just taking story after story after story and injecting it into that damn match. And now I can't wait. Now, I think CM Punk is going to win, but am I sure? Not on your Nelly. This is when Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark just beat Tegan Nox and Natalya. I don't get it. Because maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like we've done this match 1,000 times before, and there's no need to do it again. And even if we've never done it, something must have happened, because that's how my brain is thinking about it. I just don't think that it's helping the women's division at all. And listen, Zoe and Shayna could be a great team, but it doesn't really feel like we're giving them the stories in order to do it. It didn't go very long either, and when Nox and Natalya were going to go for the heart attack, Stark and Paige was like, well, no, we don't want that to happen. So Zoe pulled Tegan out of the ring when Shayna locked in the Kirifuda clutch. Tap out win. I just think the whole division does need the kind of focus that WWE is giving all the other areas of the product. Just not operating on the same level at the moment. That's a management thing. Is getting it down. And it was main event time after this. And it was total chaos. So I flubbing loved it. Now listen, I don't think Jinder should have won. That would have been silly. But at the same time, if we had done that, I'd have been the happiest man.
I think they could do like a false win. Like, oh, Jinder gets the pin, but Seth's foot was on the rope. And they could do that again. But that's not for Jinder. So, like, everyone thinks, no, except put his foot on the rope, put it underneath the rope. Like, he didn't get his foot up, but his foot was underneath the rope the entire time. So, we have to restart the match. That, they should have did that. Like, have his foot be underneath the rope. Jinder gets a 1, 2, 3. The referee recognizes this. Like, Adam Pearce comes back out the ring. Like, his foot's underneath the rope the entire time. So, have to restart the match. They should have did that.
Ever. I mean, can you imagine social media today? I also thought it was a little bit too long because you could have really got this done in 5 minutes. But actually, there is a counterpoint to this.
I mean,
because we had some near falls towards the end, and if you didn't extend it a little bit, well, I don't think people would have bit. And trust me, there were a few people that took a massive bite. Damian Priest also walked out after a couple of minutes to tease that maybe he's going to cash in, when Veer had come all over Raw because he was here with Sanga too. And again, the whole point was, oh my gosh, the deck is stacked against Seth Rollins. So do you know what Mahal did to take advantage of this? He applied the abdominal stretch. Like, yeah, AT's moves always. Seth made sure to keep it new school because he hit a flying crossbody, which never gets the pin. But when he did come off the ropes again, he kind of tweaked his knee, which also ties into the pedigree when he got a 1-2-ooh. Because he was selling this thing. Now the internet is going crazy, going, oh my gosh, he's properly hurt. Now look, he is such a good seller. He may be working us, which is the point.
No, he actually did.
Just in case, I really hope he is okay.
He actually did, like, tweak his knee. They said he was able to put weight on it and he was walking on his own. But he actually did get hurt. Like, he legit got hurt. Hopefully it's not too serious that he won't have to take time off. Hopefully.
The reason the pedigree didn't work either is because Veer was coming all over the place again.
Stop.
He put Jinder's foot under the rope. Like, admittedly, I thought he meant to put it on the rope, but he missed. But it still counts. Look at the rules. It did work as a distraction because Seth then went after this guy, which is when Damo kind of stood up like, yes, now is the time to cash in. It's like, bro, you have really bad timing when it comes to this. Drew McIntyre is Money in the Bank Batman, though, because he just appeared and these two got into a fight and they brawled backstage. And I actually think we are doing that match next week. That's big time. Mahal also used that to hit a gutbuster on Seth when Veer came all over the briefcase.
Will you stop saying that? And also, why is it the baby faces when they hold the Money in the Bank, they cash in like in 2 minutes? But the heels, they hold on to it for a while. Like, it's like the baby faces are not strategic at all.
And he smashed Rollins right in the face. And that was the ultimate 1-2-ooh. Go and look at some people's faces. They were terrified. Jinder also hit the collapse that didn't work. This is when it kind of got a bit weird, because Rollins got up, he hit the stomp, 1, 2, 3. I suppose if he was injured, that is how you would finish it. So again, Fingers crossed. So admittedly, that did feel very anticlimactic, but I had a whale of a time watching this. Just going, WWE could do the funniest thing, giving it a nub. At the same time, though, WWE telling us over and over again that Jinder Mahal deserved this opportunity is exactly what we did do 7 years ago. Like, I like Jinder, and I think he could be a very effective heel, but we have to just stop throwing him into these kind of positions with zero build. If you just gave him a couple of months, I think he'd be quite the threat. So that is too utterly ridiculous, although it does make me laugh. So that's getting it down. It matters not though, because overall I really did enjoy Raw, so it is going to get an up, because they are just making me so damn excited for the Raw Rumble.
I like Raw and SmackDown both on a roll right now. I'm very curious to see how the Raw Rumble is going to go. I'm very curious to see how it's going to go. Like I said, I don't know who's going to win. I can have my picks for it. I don't know who's going to win. Y'all can decide who y'all guess is going to win. I don't know. But that's the end of this video. Don't forget to like it, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. We do have a new merch shop that y'all should go check out. Just help us out a little bit. If you get 15% off. You get 15% off for the next like 11 or so days. You get 15% off your purchase. So check it out. It'll be linked down below. But that's the end of this video. Bye. Deuces.